get her white.
Okay, well, all right, I'll give you a few minutes. Okay, go ahead. Okay, let me tell. Yeah.
Pleasant morning to everyone tuning to DBS Radio at this time. Good morning, welcome. My name is Kevin Wilson, DBS Radio live from the Intercontinental Resort in Cabrits, Portsmouth. We are here to bring you the 8th round of consultations between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China and the Caribbean countries having diplomatic relations with China. It's Friday, the 7th day of July, 2023. Again, just to let you know that we are at the Intercontinental Cabrits Resort and Spa for the live consultation or opening of the consultations between China and the Caribbean countries having diplomatic relations with China. At the moment, I can see that we have the Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, who is getting ready to deliver welcome remarks. He's the Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy. There will also be remarks by the Honorable Hua Chongying. He's the Assistant Foreign Minister for the People's Republic of China. And of course, the feature address by the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. So Dominica is hosting the 8th Caribbean-China consultation, and the foreign affairs ministers present here represents countries such as Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname, Guyana, Jamaica, Bahamas, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada and Barbados. These are the countries represented here this morning to discuss areas of security,
morning,
economic
everyone.
challenges, humanitarian challenges faced by Haiti. These are some of the issues to be discussed. Let's go over to the podium to hear from Honorable
Please take your seat.
Minister Dr. Vince Henderson.
A pleasant good morning, everyone. Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Honorable Hua Ching-wang, Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of China. Honorable Joseph Andel, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development of Grenada. Honorable Sandra Husbands, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Barbados, the Republic of Barbados. His Excellency Arthur Williams, High Commissioner of Jamaica to Trinidad and Tobago, and Ambassador Designate to the People's Republic of China. I also want to take the opportunity to recognize representatives from other Caribbean countries with diplomatic ties to the People's Republic of China. Mr. Anthony Liverpool, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Antigua and Barbuda, and a son of our soil, my constituent. From the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Mr. Antonio Victor Butler, Foreign Service Officer. Also from Grenada, I want to recognize Mrs. Roxy McLeisha Hutchinson, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. From Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. Neela Ram Atwaru, Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs. Mr. Bruce Lai, Director, Africa, Asia, Middle East, and Pacific, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Trinidad and Tobago. We also have the late arrival of our friend from Guyana, Sandy Williams, First Secretary, Guyana Consulate in Barbados, we want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. A pleasant good morning to you, and welcome to the Nature Isle. I hope you have been having a lovely stay so far. I am sure that our friend from China is delighted to be here, as this is her home as well. So all our Caribbean family, we are at home. And I forgot my good friend from Suriname. My apologies. We worked together at the United Nations for some time, and that is, I must apologize most profusely for that. Ambassador Miriam McIntosh, the Permanent Secretary, and Yolanda Berin-Natsin, I didn't get that right, but she will forgive me, Senior Desk Officer, Asia Division. It is a great honor for Dominica to host the 8th consultation of the Caribbean countries with diplomatic relations with China and our good friend from the People's Republic of China. At the 7th consultation, a number of decisions were taken and proposals made, most of which have been delivered. COVID-19 pandemic notwithstanding, China has been a true friend to all of us here in the Caribbean. As China continues to play a very important role in international affairs, as a superpower, properly one would say a great power, but it is undoubtedly a superpower since it has all the requirements to attain that designation. Yet China has treated all of us, in spite of the fact that it is a country of 1.4 billion people, it has treated the smallest countries in the world as equals. And this is one thing that we truly, collectively and individually, appreciate about our relationship with China. And Minister, we want to thank you for that continued hand of friendship. A civilization that dates back to 5,000 years has taken its place in world affairs, and more so of late, as it continues to emerge as the leader of the global South. The role of China in international relations and development throughout the world is critical, and so much so that even in spite of the many challenges that confront us today and the criticisms leveled at China, the Treasury Secretary of the United States, in a visit to Beijing, recently said that it would be rather ill-advised to decouple the United States from China. In spite of the several debates that are ongoing, the United States recognizes that China is, in fact, one of the greatest trading partners, with 700 billion of commerce between China and the United States. And therefore, we are fortunate to have here in Dominica and in the Caribbean the presence of Assistant Foreign Minister, who will, during these deliberations, guide our discussions on strengthening and deepening our relations with the People's Republic of China. We will hope to focus on issues of mutual interest. And for us as small states, the issues of climate change continue to be an existential threat to us. And this we will be discussing. Food security, especially as we see some of the challenges faced internationally brought about by the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. We will also use this opportunity to speak to some of the issues that confront us and are of priority to our Caribbean family. And the situation in Haiti is one such issue. We will implore our friends from the PRC to assist us in coming to a resolution to the situation in Haiti. We all here, collectively and individually, recognize the One China policy and will continue to support China in its effort to maintain territorial integrity and sovereignty over all of China. We recognize that the issue of Taiwan is being utilized as an issue so as to challenge a growing China but we stand resolutely with our friends, recognizing that Taiwan is, in fact, part of China. But for me, I speak on behalf of my colleagues, and I will leave the matters of bilateral and CARICOM affairs to be dealt with by the chairman of CARICOM and our Prime Minister. So for me, my responsibility here this morning is very simple, and to welcome you to the Nature Island, welcome you to the 8th round of consultations between China and the Caribbean countries with diplomatic relations with China, and to take the opportunity to ensure that our discussions will in fact bear fruit as they have over 7 consultations to date. So it is therefore my pleasure, and I know Ambassador Lane helped me to try to pronounce the Assistant Minister's name properly. And I went to my ambassador to Beijing. I know you'd help me, and I'm very fortunate. I have 2 of my villagers, my village brothers who graduated. One graduated from China, and sorry I didn't recognize Minister of Finance and Minister, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Environment, who is a graduate of China. I know they would help me to pronounce it right, but I'm sorry, alas, I really have to make a mess of your name, Assistant Minister, so I hope you will forgive me. It is my pleasure to welcome, to share her remarks, Assistant Foreign Minister of the People's Republic of China, Honorable Hua Chongwin. At least I tried. Welcome, Madam. Please.
Thank you very much, Foreign Minister Henderson, for your kind and extremely warm words. We feel very touched. Your Excellency, Prime Minister Scarlett, Your Excellency, Foreign Minister Henderson, dear Caribbean colleagues, it's an extremely good opportunity and a great pleasure for me to be here in Dominica for the 8th round of consultations between the Chinese Foreign Ministry and the Foreign Ministries of Caribbean countries having diplomatic relations with China. On behalf of the Chinese Foreign Ministry, I would like to first express our heartfelt thanks to the rotating coordinator, Dominica, for the excellent hospitality extended to the Chinese delegation. And I also would like to particularly thank Mr. Prime Minister Scarlett for your personal care and direct involvement and great importance attached to this consultation. You take your time from your busy schedule to take part in this consultation, give us guidance in person for today's consultation. So I believe with the concerted efforts of the colleagues here, we surely make a very successful consultation and push forward our relations. And I'm ready to make full use of this round of consultation to review the latest development we have made and look ahead to the future cooperation with concrete actions and plans. And I would also say the warmest congratulations from China to the Dominica government on the very successful presiding over the 45th Conference of the Heads of Government of CARICOM and the events making the 50th anniversary of CARICOM. Congratulations to the rotating chair, Prime Minister Scarlett, and hosts on your outstanding coordination and leadership. During the conference, all member states worked in unity and solidarity, demonstrating the strong will of countries in the region to seek strength through unity and pursue common development. This conference has charted the course for the future and is the latest example and outcome in regional integration. We wish CARICOM new success ahead and an even stronger voice on the international stage going forward. This year marks the 10th anniversary of President Xi Jinping's visit to the Caribbean and our comprehensive cooperative partnership. Over the decade, thanks to the strategic guidance and commitment of our leaders, China and the Caribbean have remained dedicated to building a strong China-Caribbean community with a shared future and have set a shining example of mutual respect, equality, mutual benefit, and common development. Since the 7th round of consultation in February 2019, China and the Caribbean have joined hands in face of the pandemic and achieved new outcomes in exchanges and cooperation in various fields. For example, we maintained high-level exchanges. President Xi has stayed in touch with Caribbean leaders through meetings, phone calls, and letters, setting the course for China-Caribbean relations. And we have established a strategic partnership with Jamaica and a strategic and cooperative partnership with Suriname. As we marked the 50th anniversary of China-Caribbean diplomatic relations last year, a foreign ministers meeting was held, during which we reached extensive common understandings, and our governments, legislatures, political parties have also had frequent interactions. Thanks to the rotating chair's Dominica's invitation, I had the extreme pleasure to attend and speak in celebration of the CARICOM's 50th anniversary. And we also proceed on practical cooperations. China have signed MOUs on Belt and Road cooperation with 8 Caribbean countries and cooperation plans with 2 Caribbean countries. And we have also had successful meeting on Belt and Road cooperation. We have implemented quite a few infrastructure projects which served as good example of our mutually beneficial cooperation and also facilitated a little to the economic and social development of the Caribbean countries in the region. And we have overcome the impact of pandemic, made progress on the trade. The trade volume last year at some $5.4 billion nearly doubled compared to that of 2018. And President Xi has put forward global development initiative, which prioritize the areas such as poverty elimination, development funding, and also green economy, also agriculture technological cooperation. In this regard, we find it highly compatible with the needs of Caribbean states, so that's why China has set up China Caribbean Development Center. We hope it could become a new platform for our cooperation, focusing in development issues and facilitating cooperation in helping the local development of Caribbean countries. And for example, we also see great increase in people-to-people exchanges. We stood with each other in solidarity during the pandemic, and we have provided each other with several batches of vaccines and supplies. Chinese medical teams and Brightness Action medical expert team went to Caribbean to provide medical services. And we also had activities such as Happy Chinese New Year events and Chinese film festivals in Caribbean countries. The Caribbean side also held a cultural activity called Culture in Tropics in China, and CARICOM set up a pavilion at the Beijing International Horticulture Exposition in 2019. And Caribbean countries having diplomatic ties with China are all tourist destinations for Chinese citizens. We have signed agreements on mutual visa waiver with many of you, providing convenience for the further flow of the people. And we have also provided Caribbean countries with government scholarships and short-term training programs. At present, more than 700 Caribbean students are studying in China, and they have acted as a bridge between China and the Caribbean countries, and we are very glad to see 8 Confucius Institutes and 2 Confucius classrooms are now running very smoothly in the Caribbean region with the help and support of your government. And later this month, we'll see Caribbean athletes from Barbados, Grenada, Guyana, and Jamaica at the 31st World University Games in Chengdu, Sichuan province of China. And we also see more than 10 journalists from the Caribbean regions to studied and visited China. And we are very glad they are becoming a power and a window for the Caribbeans to know more about China. And also on collaborations on multilateral forum, we are so happy with the strong support we gave each other on a range of issues from reform of the Security Council, global human rights governance, sustainable development, climate change, and also development fund financing. We hope, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your support for the Chinese candidate who successfully re-elected as the Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization. And we thank the Caribbeans for your invaluable support on issues relating to China's core interests and major concerns, and we hope to further our cooperation on implementing President Xi's GDI, GSI, and GCI. We truly understand the pressing needs and special concern of Caribbean countries to promote full and effective implementation of Paris Agreement and set up China Caribbean Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Fund. On top of the 2 million yuan contribution last year, we are glad to provide additional $1 million for Caribbean's disaster prevention and relief. And we also have conducted exchanges in various fields, such as CELAC Forum, promoting cooperation between China and Latin America and the Caribbean as a whole. Dear colleagues, 50 years ago, when diplomatic ties between China and the Caribbean countries just started, China was exploring, looking for reform and opening up. And today, China has embarked on the new journey to build a modern socialist country and advance national rejuvenation through a Chinese path to modernization. And this will surely provide stronger boosts and greater opportunities for Caribbean countries. China is determined to remain Caribbean countries' true and trustworthy and reliable friends and partners in our respective road to national development, which features mutual respect, equality, mutual benefit, and common prosperity. And for the future development, I would like to make maybe very quickly 4 proposals. First is to keep high-level contacts. We hope with the pandemic's over, we hope to see more visits, two-way visits, so the leaders could play greater guiding roles for our relations. And we should continue to support each other on issues involving each other's core interests and major concerns. China continues to support Caribbean countries' effort to pursue independence and development, support you in your integration process, and to find a path suited to your own national conditions, and firmly oppose international interference in the internal affairs of the Caribbean countries. We hope you will continue to firmly support China on issues relating to Taiwan, Hong Kong, whatsoever. We are glad to see that CELAC members, including Caribbean countries, have a strong desire to hold a China CELAC Forum Summit in 2024, and we are ready to stay in touch with you for this to happen. Second, we would like to strengthen practical cooperations. We will push forward high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, implement the GDI, and to realize the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and promote steady growth in the trade, strengthen industrial investment cooperation, boost the green development, blue economy, and the digital economy, and make best use of the South-South Cooperation Fund and also China Caribbean Development Center to deliver more on the ground. And we are also would like to work with the Caribbean countries to implement projects that are now being built or have been agreed upon, we are ready to continue economic and technological assistance without any political conditions and hope to see greater success in your national development. And we will work closely with our Caribbean colleagues to see that the $1 million fund for disaster prevention and relief will put in place as soon as possible. And we will continue to send agriculture expert teams to the Caribbean, carry out cooperation and innovation on agriculture science and technology, and hold the 4th China-Caribbean Economic and Trade Cooperation Forum in due time. And we welcome Caribbean participation in events including the 3rd Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation and the 6th China International Import-Export. As I said in celebration of the CARICOM 50th anniversary, we welcome and invite CARICOM as a whole to participate in the event, and we are ready to provide policy facilitations and help, for example, free booths, free shipping, free accommodation, free document decoration. So my colleagues, ambassadors in the Caribbean countries, and also in Beijing, we would like to keep in contact to follow it up. And third is to increase people-to-people exchanges. We welcome Caribbean participation in the 6th dialogue between civilizations of China and the LAC to be held this year, and to see more exchanges between universities, think tanks, media. And with the coming into effect of the mutual visa waiver, we expect more tourists from China to visit your beautiful countries. And in particular, given we are going to celebrate the 170th anniversary of the arrival of Chinese in Suriname and Guyana, we hope to see more exchanges of arts groups to live up to help people better understand and appreciate each other's cultures and increase their understanding. And we are also ready to negotiate on more civil aviation agreement with more Caribbean countries to facilitate two-way travels, because we fully understand the extreme importance of interconnectivity of this region. So we are ready to explore with dear colleagues in this region to more effective ways to facilitate the transportation between Caribbean and China, and also the inter-Caribbean regions. And fourth is to deepen international cooperation. We hope to see more close collaboration with Caribbean countries in regarding of implementation of GDI, GSI, GCI, and we are ready to work with Caribbean countries to uphold true multilateralism, join hands to make the global governance system more just and equitable, and defend the legitimate rights of common interests of our developing countries. We support a bigger role of Caribbean countries on relevant issues in international arena. We support Guyana's election as non-permanent member of the Security Council of 2024 to 2025. We support Mr. Francis, the permanent representative of Trinidad and Tobago to UN, in fulfilling his role as president of the 8th session of the UN General Assembly, and we support Antigua and Barbuda in hosting the 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States. And we are ready, to offer necessary assistance in fulfilling these important duties. And we understand and take seriously the special concern of the Caribbean on realizing green transition and protecting food security, among other things. China will continue to speak up for our Caribbean friends on multilateral occasions and provide support assistance to the best of our capacity. We attach great importance to the Bridgetown Initiative. We support developing countries, including those in the Caribbean, in accelerating green, low-carbon, and sustainable development. We are ready to work with you to address financing difficulties and accelerate energy and climate transition. Meanwhile, we need to jointly urge developed countries to live up to their historical responsibilities and commitment to deliver at least $100 million to developing countries for climate response every year and address the core concerns of developing countries over climate finance and adaptation. We appreciate CARICOM's solidarity, cooperation, and seeking strength through unity, and will support the fulfillment of the duty of rotating chair of Dominica, and we would like to see further progress in the regional integration. And we hope and is ready to establish formal relations with CARICOM on the basis of One China principle. On the situation on Haiti, we realize, take full note of your concerns and your wish to see a quick stabilization of the security situation there. I would like to keep in close contact with co-chair to see how we can help, how we can work together to bring security and stability back to Haiti, the sister nation in the CARICOM. And I also would like to, if you may take this opportunity to quickly say a few words on two questions. First is about Taiwan question. We appreciate and commend countries on the region for firmly abiding by the One China principle. We would like to provide a kind reminder to stay highly alert to Taiwan-related false statements and negative moves on international occasions. Because there are some external forces are trying to obscure and hollow up the One China principle and indulge provocations of the Taiwan independence separatist forces and use Taiwan as a tool to sabotage China's reunification and contain and suppress China's development. And some even fantasizing about using Taiwan to contain China. The emboldened Taiwan independence forces implicitly and explicitly upgraded arms sales to Taiwan, sent military personnel to Taiwan for training, claimed to make Taiwan a porcupine, and even make a plan for Taiwan destruction. These moves are extremely dangerous. We hope the Caribbean friends will stay highly alert on this and do fully understand the Taiwan question is the core of China's core interests and concern the political foundation of relations between China and other countries have diplomatic relations. It's a red line that must not be crossed. We hope to see we hope and we thank you in advance for your firm support and understanding on this. And another thing is about the disposal of nuclear contaminated water of Fukushima. The Caribbean depend on the ocean for survival. All countries attach great importance to the marine environment. And what the Japanese figures, even the Japanese figures show that the concentration of radiative of some 70% of the treated water is still higher than the limit. I read a report that once said a fish near the Fukushima nuclear station even contains more than 180 times the normal level of radiative materials. If Japan insists on discharging the water into the ocean, more than 60 types of the radiative materials could spread to most of the Pacific Ocean in just 57 days and could spread to waters near the US and Canada in 3 years and to all the oceans around the world in 10 years' time. So we really hope the Caribbean countries will join us to call the Japanese side to stop its ocean discharge. 12 years ago, Japan received support from all over the world in the wake of Fukushima nuclear incident. 12 years on, Japan has chosen to shift the risk of nuclear contamination onto the whole community. The United Nations Convention on the War of the Sea stipulates that states have the obligation to protect and preserve the marine environment, and the Convention on the Prevention of Marine Pollution by Dumping of Waste and Other Matter in 1972 prohibits the dumping of all radiative wastes into the ocean from man-made structures at the sea. What Japan does contravenes its international moral responsibility and obligations under international law. So again, I urge my Caribbean colleagues to join China and many other countries to call for the immediate stop of the discharging of the contaminated water and to work with the international community to put in place as soon as possible the long-term international monitoring mechanism that could involve all the stakeholders in the world. And I thank you very much, Co-Chair, Your Excellency, Prime Minister, for your personal attention and involvement in the consultation, and thanks for Foreign Minister Henderson and all colleagues. I wish the consultation a very success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Assistant Minister, and we look forward to engaging with you during our discussions and deliberations at this 8th round of consultation between China and Caribbean countries with diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China. It is now my pleasure to welcome to address us the Honorable Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Thank you very much. Let me recognize Your Excellency, Madam Chunyin, Assistant Foreign Minister of China, Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Dominica, our dear representatives, ministers from Grenada, Barbados, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Jamaica, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and delegates, ladies and gentlemen, friends all. I will also say to our visiting friends from China and the Caribbean community, I have closed the airport for the weekend so that you can remain here to enjoy yourselves in Dominica, so that you will not get into difficulties with your Prime Minister and President in respect to you staying for the weekend. But I want to welcome all of you here to Dominica and, of course, to the consultation. Let me begin by thanking our dear friend, the Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs of China, and her delegation for being with us in Dominica on this important occasion, which brings our country's long-standing and fruitful relationship with China into sharp focus and allows us to celebrate the milestones we have achieved together. I wish also to thank the representatives of foreign ministries from across our region who have traveled to Dominica to engage in these discussions with a view to consolidating our gains and advancing our bilateral relations with China to achieve the sustainable development of our respective countries. This pivotal gathering, marking the 8th round of consultations between our Caribbean nations and China, serves as a vivid reminder of our deep-seated ties, which have blossomed over the past decades. Our meeting in Dominica today is a testament to the enduring strength of our relations and the bright promise of tangible growth and development of our nations. Since the 1990s, China has steadily expanded its footprint in our region through support in the areas of infrastructure investment, security assistance, trade, and more recently, COVID-19 aid. In our particular case, Dominica, under my leadership, established diplomatic relations with China in 2004 and has from inception prioritize the developmental interests of our people and nation. Our objectives have been to promote mutual cooperation in trade and investment, as well as cultural and economic collaboration. Throughout our now long friendship, we have adhered to the principles of mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, mutual non-aggression, non-interference in each other's internal affairs, equality, and mutual benefit. Your Excellencies, I am proud to note that almost 20 years later, we share a strong, mutually beneficial alliance defined by shared respect, trust, and cooperation. I am certain that I speak on behalf of my fellow Caribbean brothers and sisters when I say that our ties with your country continue to bear fruit in most tangible ways. Here in Dominica, we can cite significant infrastructural works which stand as shining examples of our enduring friendship. Indeed, China continues to be extremely supportive of the region's fight against climate change and our efforts to build resilience, specifically through post-disaster relief and recovery assistance, as well as funding for the construction and rebuilding of key infrastructure. We place a high value on our relationship with China. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, the government and people of Dominica remain firm in our conviction that there is but one China. We recognize China's position that there is truly and only one Chinese government, and reiterate our pledge to stand in solidarity with the People's Republic of China. We also welcome the major development initiatives of China over the past few years to promote the security and well-being of peoples around the world. The Global Security Initiative, for example, proposes to help secure more hopeful futures for all humanity by upholding basic principles of peace, equality, freedom, self-determination, and justice. Similarly, the Global Development Initiative seeks to facilitate the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development to spur growth and opportunity for the enhancement of lives and livelihoods. The Belt and Road Initiative, the BRI, proposed by President Xi Jinping, seeks to address the increasing need for regional and global economic cooperation. Here in the Caribbean, we are interested in how we, on this side of the globe, can benefit from China's efforts to strengthen policy coordination, infrastructure, trade, and financial integration around the world through the BRI. Having just come from the summit of CARICOM heads in Trinidad and Tobago, our region's leadership remains preoccupied with devising effective measures to inspire societal change, reduce poverty, and achieve our developmental goals. Issues of food security, the security and humanitarian crisis in Haiti, climate change impacts, the reform of the international financial systems, security and air transportation within the region dominated our attention at the just concluded conference. This consultation is therefore timely, as it allows us to explore solutions to these common challenges, which can be implemented jointly and with urgency to secure the futures of our people and countries. As small island developing states, we look to form stronger partnerships with China and draw on our innovation and progress in science and technology to tackle these global issues. As we look to the future, we are confident that our shared vision, commitment, and unyielding spirit of cooperation will bring forth new milestones in our relationship. Today, as we embark on yet another round of consultations, we are eager to explore new horizons of cooperation and to continue to deepen our bonds of friendship. I take this opportunity on behalf of the government and people of the Commonwealth of Dominica to express my profound gratitude to the People's Republic of China for its unwavering friendship and support. Let us continue to work together in a spirit of mutual respect and shared prosperity, embracing our common future with optimism and determination. I am confident that our unity will continue to bear fruit of progress for our respective nations and for the world. I want to urge China that it should not fall for the trap which has been set for it in respect to Taiwan. We would like to see peace within the world, especially among all nations. And we urge you, Madam Minister, and the country, to utilize and to lean on your over 5,000 years of civilization to not fall for the trap of engaging yourselves in any confrontation. And we in Dominica, and indeed the entire Caribbean, will work with you for the peaceful reunification of the whole of China. Rest assured of our commitment. Madam Minister, before I end, I wish to raise a matter concerning a member country of CARICOM, Haiti. And as the current chairman of CARICOM, I have placed Haiti and the situation in Haiti as top priority. As you're aware, Haiti is experiencing a security and humanitarian crisis, a crisis which requires the care and concern of all nations. In order to usher a likely solution to the crisis, there will be need for a Security Council resolution. We are therefore requesting the fullest support and cooperation of China as a permanent member of the Security Council in advancing this resolution. We note that China has provided in the past steadfast support for all of the resolutions on Haiti. We also note that you are the second largest contributor to the peacekeeping forces within the United Nations Security Council. And that we also note that you deployed peacekeeping personnel in Haiti. Some of your comrades even died in Haiti, a show of your commitment to the well-being of Haiti. And therefore we call on China this time around to provide the necessary support to our sister and brotherly country, Haiti. Haiti needs all of us, and I have no doubt that our friends, the People's Republic of China, will provide that level of support that Haiti requires now from us. And so we'll continue to work together as CARICOM has decided to lead the charge in finding a solution and mobilizing global efforts towards assisting our brothers and sisters in Haiti. And so I wish the consultations well. Rest assured of our strong adherence to the One China principle and our continued collaboration and cooperation with the People's Republic of China. Thank you very much. God bless all of you, and welcome to Dominica. Again, there's no need to rush back to your countries. Relax, there's lots to see and do, and there's nowhere else you can immerse in such nature and natural beauty. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Prime Minister. And further to the position or the declaration of the Prime Minister, I have been advised by the management of the hotel that the rooms are available for you as long as you wish to stay. So thank you very much, and this concludes our opening public session of our 8th round of consultation. We will now move outside, invite you, Prime Minister and Assistant Minister, to a family photo. So please, all delegates, we'll go outside with family photo, take a coffee break for 15 minutes, and let's get back here so we can resume work by 10:30. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And there you have it, the end of the opening or public session of the 8th round of consultations between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China and the Caribbean countries having diplomatic relations with China, taking place at the Intercontinental Cabrits Resort and Spa today, and we heard 3 key remarks from the Prime Minister, well, one from the Prime Minister of Dominica, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit. We also heard from the Honorable Hua Chung-ying, Assistant Foreign Minister for the People's Republic of China, and remarks also from the Foreign Affairs Minister, Dr. Vince Henderson. And we are now hearing about a coffee break.